Good morning, Mayhem. Good morning, Mayhem. Good morning, country lady. And yes, we are live. Mayhem, I have to ask how the shoulder is. And country lady, I know you're at work, but I have to ask how work is too. I don't know that I'm 100% awake yet, but it wouldn't be the first time. So, shoulder is getting better each day. Physical therapy and TENS therapy. Yes, I have a $70 TENS unit myself sitting about 20 feet away from me. That if it really gets bad, I use it. TENS is a game changer. And here I am in another Planet Crafter that I've got to figure out exactly what's going where. All right, do I not have any? Well, there's that. Looks like I don't have any purple quartz. Hmm. Or maybe I do. There it is. Come on. Shaman, yes, I pressed the button already. I'm sorry. I apologize. Quartz craft station, tier 5 oxygen. Hmm. That's all right. I'm used to it. Well, this is me you're talking about. That hasn't cleared up yet. Yes, happy Friday. Absolutely. And quite frankly, the most substantive thing I'm doing this morning, other than talking to you guys, is drinking coffee. That's pretty much it. Going to be an invoice hell all day, starting around 9 when the mail gets here. Invoice hell. Makes me wonder if that's different from regular hell or. Oh, Johnny dear, it's all y'all. I've decided Southern folks get up too early and run headlong into the day. The rest of us have to just keep up. I I blame mine firmly on the United States Air Force. I mean, but I get what you're saying. I don't know. I think I've got. I think I need one of those, but I'm not 100% sure because there's that. And here's this. No, I blame mine firmly on the military getting up early and being early for things. I mean, they drilled it into you, or at least they did me. And hell, I grew up. My dad was in the military. I was a military brat before I ever got in the military. So, you know, uh, there's a movie with James Garner. He's a tank commander or something, and they interview his son in the movie. Um, and his son said something about, this is not the time to come home looking like a duffel bag drag. And I can relate to that. Now, am I any more organized because of all that? No. No, not at all. And I have to figure out where stuff's at because I don't come in this one very often. This is my go-to for when I've got nothing else happening. Now, aluminum. Starts early and rest drives and explores too fast when he plays. Amps is always catching up. Yeah. It's a repetitive, time-consuming, boring invoice entering day. Yeah. There's that. Rocket engines are around here somewhere. Hopefully we've got a tier 2. Yeah, I can't complain about anybody else. I'm in high gear all the damn time. Wish it wasn't that way. It's been a detriment to my health. Board food seeds. Dump chest. Nothing in there. Sulfur algae. Explosive powder. Rocket engines. And there's tier 2s. Excellent. At least I think that's lined up right. Yes, it is. What I was making is this platform right here, the Interplanetary Exchange Shuttle, because I don't think I have one on here. Because there are things we're going to be needing. Because I can see that the food situation is not good. Speaking of YouTube and music, there have been a few things that I have listened to, as of late. I was listening to Joan Jett the other night. Good morning, Darlene. And other, 80s and 90s, you know, rock. And my YouTube premium is just full of suggestions for music. I mean, overrun with it. And it's just like, YouTube's not where I go to listen to music. I have some music on my phone. I've probably got 15 whole albums on my phone that if I really want to listen to music, that's where I go. Because it's not, I don't have an advertisement all the time. And I have YouTube Premium, and it's just like, I just want to strangle it. And all of my if you listen to music, it'll come up and give you a music mix list that the thumbnail on it is of one of the last pieces of music you've listened to. So it's it's driving me absolutely stupid. And that's already got that there. So this, do I have, no, I don't have unlimited oxygen. So let me get the stuff for a habitat in my hand. And they're pushing it like absolutely crazy. And am I a little nuts about it? Yes, I am. Looks like Amp is playing Dinkum today. It makes me mad that it suggests stuff in general, um, their algorithm to me is very screwed up. It's not that it suggests stuff that I like, it's that I can listen to one video and then go through my list of stuff and have 15 suggestions of other things that are adjacent to it. You know, makes me absolutely crazy. Like if I go, like I looked at a guy yesterday that was rebuilding a 1950 Ford Flathead and he was putting fuel injection on it. Not something you see every day. I like eclectic stuff. I watched one of his videos and came back out and had about 15 suggestions for different stuff that he was, doing. It's not that they've suggested it, it's the over suggesting that makes me nuts. You know. And Shaman, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm a pain in the ass and hard to deal with, and things aren't in a straight line in my mind. And you make a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way. I'm not algorithmically driven, but that's okay. I'm just glad I have no, I don't talk much. Why do you ask? I'm just glad I have YouTube Premium because the ads, if I switch over to the Daily Act channel and watch anything from there, the ads are the most obtrusive thing about it. You know, for somebody that tries too hard, me, they're trying too hard. And if I notice, it's got to be terrible. I don't know if I need that here, but it's going to get made. Nope, I don't need O2. Okay. Yeah, I always miss what people are saying because ads kick in. Yeah. I have to admit, I've had YouTube Premium since I retired, um, and have gladly paid for it and been, entertained by it for hours on end. But the over suggesting is ridiculous, and it's the first time I've regretted saying, "Gosh, I've got YouTube Premium." What gets me is Disney. We have Disney Plus, and it also has Hulu along with it. Disney doesn't have ads on it, but if you watch something off of Hulu through Disney Plus, has ads on it. But that's the way they wanted to play it, and it lets my wife watch a lot more things than she could watch if we didn't have it that way. So, right before the stream went live, I built a few things in between these two steps and took a wall out. But I built it two-tier and also built a door to the courtyard. Probably should build another door right there, truth be known. I don't know. I amaze myself for somebody who I have the most crooked back in the world. My X-rays are just amazing. You just go, good grief, how are you even standing up straight? Yes, it is that bad. No, I'm not exaggerating. But the symmetry that I want in things. On the other hand, I look at it as giving YouTube some more income, and I use that time to check emails or something. Yeah, that's true. Let me walk around here and act like a total... What is on the other side of this? If I go through here... Absolutely, positively not a gall darn thing. That works. And Shaman, I get it. You gotta pay to play. You know, nothing is truly ever free, and blah blah blah. I am streaming in the morning, and it will be the typical Saturday morning Moons update, and that we're probably going to come real close to finishing. However, I didn't think they were streaming until later on in the day. I was going to play with them if I could get my controller to work. I've got Minecraft set up. I've got it to where I can get in their game. The controller situation in that is a pain in the butt. But no, I'm going to be here tomorrow morning doing the Moons update. Absolutely not going to have it any other way. We're too close to finishing all 4 planets, and oh gosh. Shaman, I could put up one of my x-rays I got taken for a chiropractor in 2018. And when I got them back, I looked at it and went, well, surely that can't be mine. And looked over on some other stuff, and I want to say that it caught my belt buckle. They had me open my belt buckle to take the x-ray and went, nope, that's you, bud. that was that moment of disbelief that you go, no, that's not me. Yeah. Sad to say. Sorry about you, yeah. Yeah, I have gone to hell in a handbasket. Or as my wife likes to say, we're going to hell in a Ford Tempo, which cracks me up. country lady. I understand. Mayhem, I get that. I've listened to, a fair amount of music, but music wasn't my first thing. I came to get advice for games a long time ago. Oh Lord, not a Ford Tempo. That's just mean. Yeah, it, it really is. Of all the cars you could pick. My wife told me she worked with a nurse that used to say that. Yep, we're all going to hell in a Ford Tempo. Like, wow, that's country lady. I get it. And yes, you need to take care of your dad. I did not see that, Mayhem. And I used to be quite the Ford fan at one point in time. He will be 85 on Saturday. Whew. Yeah, I was quite the Ford fan until such time as my wife drove a Toyota Corolla home that she was using as a work car. And yeah, that car was so well made, I just went, yeah, I've got to see about that. We got her a Corolla, and then I got one, and all kinds of fun stuff. Hmm. Well, I'm not putting anything there. That tells me we're full, full, full. I gotta say, as far as American-made cars go, Ford's probably making the best thing. I was a Chevy guy for lots of years when I was a kid. And I have to admit, Chevys make the most, from a mechanical sense, they make the most sense to me. But Ford, I think, makes the better fit and finish of a car as far as American made cars go. I'm still struggling with the knowledge that I'm autistic and have been level 1 or level 2 autistic for almost 61 years and never knew it. Yeah, my son has ADD. He doesn't have the hyperactivity component. And there's not way one in the world that I wasn't. But yes, I get that. And I have. And for as much as I think I'm normal, I don't know that I am normal. have to admit, that rice and gravy thing sounds good. I haven't ate rice other than I might eat a bite. It's been since 2017 when I got on this low carb diet. It did me so much better physically. I stepped outside to go find a place to drink some water and didn't do it. Shaman, my wife, if she ever listens to this will probably not make her happy. I've been looking for a Ford Escape hybrid somewhere between '06 and a 2010 model. And the reason why, you can actually adapt them, that you can plug them in and charge them. And they have it's not an issue, it's a quirk, I guess would be the better way to say it. That if the hybrid battery pack doesn't have 300 volts in it, darn thing will not start. The end. Stand on your head, peanut butter in the roof of your mouth. That car will not start. It's made that way, blah, blah, blah. And I would like to get one and, mess with it. That's the mechanic in me. But there have been instances here lately that I've had things I wanted to get from Lowe's or something, and I don't have a car big enough to put anything in it. My last hybrid was a 2012 Prius V. And if you go and look at them, they're not a hatchback Prius. They're a station wagon Prius. I could put 4x8 sheets of plywood in the back of that thing. I carried 8-foot long 2x4s in it. I used it like a truck some days. I sold it to my daughter. And the one that I have now, the 2020 Prius Prime, is a hatchback, and it has almost no room in the back of it. It's got so much battery in it from being a plug-in hybrid that I can't hardly carry anything in it. And I was kind of looking for a vehicle to have something to cart things around with, and Ford Escape is, decent, and I would want a hybrid because I just like them. And I did consider looking at the Ford C-Max because I knew that, mainly because you loved it as much as you did. Tubio. Let's see what the spacesuit Tubio looks like. Oh, well, hell, you're going to have to go someplace else to have a look at it so everybody can laugh. I mean, well, as far as spacesuits go, the only problem is it's got and country lady, that is why I have the 2020 Prius Prime. It's not full electric. Oh, didn't mean to do that. It's not full electric. I plug it in at nights when I'm going to go someplace. I can run around town with it on full electric, and it makes my gas mileage go to the moon. However, when you're out driving someplace long, you can run it in hybrid mode, and the thing that gets me about the Escape hybrid, Shaman, most of those say they only get about 30 miles a gallon even as a hybrid. And I mean, it's not something that I would be driving all the time, but I just have had things that I needed a little more room for. And you can, I, I saw one, and it was in Austin, and the guy said, it'll drive for about an hour and then it just quits. You know, basically stops, cool back down, do it again. I knew what was wrong with that car. And only because I've had other Fords that did the same thing. And, you know, I don't spend a cotton picking dime that I don't talk to my wife about. And it's not that I can't. It's that out of respect for her, one of the things when we became a serious thing, she told me she didn't have $5 that didn't slip through her first husband's hands. And I was just like, no. You know, he basically controlled every dime and all the money and everything. For years, we had separate bank accounts. And I mean, I've seen people online say, if you're married and you have separate bank accounts, you're going to divorce court. Well, I was married the first time and had a joint bank account, and she almost put me in the poorhouse. And we did go to divorce court. And Randy and I were married for almost, you know, whenever we moved here, because I retired shortly after that. It just didn't make any sense to have two different bank accounts. And, you know, I told her when things got serious, I said, I won't spend $5 that you don't know about. The only time I have, I got her a laptop for her birthday a few years ago and spent, it was right at $500. And that's the only time I've purchased something that she didn't hear about it before it happened or shortly after if I didn't have a chance to talk to her. You know, and there might be people that think I'm henpecked, but it works for us. It keeps me in check, you know. And I didn't talk to her about this vehicle I saw that was more south of me that I knew what was wrong with. It's a beautiful vehicle. Somebody took really good care. 2009 Ford Escape Hybrid. And it was just like, wow. And I knew it was the crank sensor. I had had Fords that crank sensors had been bad on before. And it got sold before I got the chance to talk to her about it. We had just started talking, and, you know, her first husband was a car nut. And, oh, thank you, Shogi Pie. I appreciate that. Yes, I've seen your name announced Discord. Happy to have you here. And thank you for the subscribe. I will turn around and subscribe back to you. But yeah, it's... Now, do I need another car? No, not really. But when it comes time to getting 8-foot 2x4s, I got nothing to carry them. And unfortunately, I just bought the last thing that I needed to get started on the fence door to put it on the flat side of the yard. So we'll deal with it. And only sub if you want to. Absolutely. What goes around comes around. You know. And I could say the same for you. If I was to give a synopsis of my channel, play a heck of a lot of Planet Crafter. Have started playing Grounded 2. I don't play anything that attacks me for the most part. Grounded 2 is an exception because the people I game with said, yeah, I'd really like to play Grounded 2. So I decided to do it. I wouldn't do it 100% by myself. This morning I considered doing Grounded 2 solo, but I just went, I feel like drinking coffee and talking crap. Stick with what you're good at. And I don't advertise a lot that I'm playing or anything. We have a very small user base, and I like it that way. So, yeah, in my Prius Prime, I had to go up to the dashboard in it, but I could do it and close the door on the back, which I really liked. Or Prius V, excuse me. Had a few too many Priuses. Well, that makes me want to go look for a C-Max and see how much they're costing. I like the look of the Ford Escape, I will say that. The only thing keeping me from it, I have found them all around the area. I've even found some former uh, state or county cars, that have probably been decently maintained. Excuse me. I just haven't pulled the trigger and probably won't, because do I really need it? The answer is no. I must say you're very organized. Oh, that's a laugh, Shogi Pie. Uh, I would never describe myself as organized and well grounded. Uh, all this inventory system that you see in front of you was done by Big Dave, who also runs around Amps Andreas's Discord. Um, that that guy is an inventory monster. He and Country Lady, who is in chat and at work, um, helped. Uh, all right, I think I'm back. Yay! Oh, one little thing. Yeah, YouTube's been flaky. I don't care about early access. I love to break games. That would be fun to watch. Yeah, that I have one resource per unit is just, rods. I've got all different rods. I've got a couple of different quartz. And YouTube has just been nasty lately. All of a sudden, uh, no, I didn't lose anything. No, it'll let you go back to where you were at and restart the stream. It'll just be. Uh, Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So check them out when I have it. No, I usually stream from 8 to 9:30 on Friday, Saturday. Since Grounded 2 started, Sunday's going to be a thing, and I usually do Monday, but I might take Monday off. I've got some yard work that I need to do now that I've gotten some other stuff. Uh, and Monday's going to be the time to do it, because I've got to get this door built and put on the fence. And it's Monday. Yes. Um, What am I doing? How am I doing it? That's that. Other than, nope. Shogi Pie, the answer to your question is yes, I am using OBS. Ah, minerals. Let's come back in here until the storm stops. Thank you, country lady. Yay! Okay. I can't remember. If I put a drill down here or not. Considering I play 3 different games of this, it's hard to remember. Yes, I did put a drill. Ah, and I've got that too. Yeah, Geronimo, you ain't kidding. Going off that cliff is like a roller coaster drop. Yep, sure is. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it without your jetpack. Wouldn't be good. And I have done it early in the game without a jetpack. Be absent-minded and go. Yeah, I'm just going to jump off of this and then crack a leg at the end of it. And I feel reasonably certain if I've got all this stuff over here and I've rebuilt that I've been here. And Shogi Pie, why did you ask if I was using OBS as far as the drops were concerned? Okay. Oh, I remember, because we went down in there. Alrighty then. Trying to figure out if it's a bad connection. There's a setting to be more forgiving on an unstable connection. Ah. And it might be a bad connection. I don't have a great connection. Checks for jetpack before jumping. Yes, absolutely. Let's build some food. Why? Because eggplant, squash, beans, mushrooms, mutagen, fertilizer. We might not have bees. Because I don't know that we've got... Darlene, if you're still around, I did subscribe to your granddaughter's page, just so you know. $175 tokens gained. You're welcome. Yes, I can order bees from the other planet. You are correct. Country lady is too smart. However, it's coming up on her 9 o'clock time. She'll be involved in invoices. All right. Yeah, country lady just earned her keep. Yay! I appreciate the help. Thank you. Back to Prime we go. Waddle bottle, 2 fertilizers, and a super alloy. Send you to your Discord my OBS settings for output, maybe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Looks like all we're waiting on is bees. I've kind of got an extra water going on, so let's just leave it like it was. Shogi Pie, do you play Planet Crafter? Shogi Pie, something you might want to know. Um, I understand. I have looked at Satisfactory and just haven't ever pulled the trigger on it. I have two different account names. The Daily Ack is one I stream with. Jay Massengill is the one that I do Discord with, which makes it a tremendous pain in the butt trying to link things sometimes, but it is what it is. And I didn't want you to be confused that there is a difference. Kaboom. Where's the kaboom? Where's the earth-shattering kaboom? As said by Marvin Martian. I'm going to have to let the rocks despawn before I'm going to find any more of that, I think. Please don't. I don't publish my Discord in public. You could do it. You have the power. I have the power. But my Discord is something that I hold near and dear to my heart. Pardon me, that's my quirk, Shaman. I apologize. That's what I thought. It's early, so I checked. And thank you very much for checking. I just saw it pop up, Shogi Pie. I have Discord up all the time when I stream. Sometimes the things we're talking about in chat bleed over to Discord if pictures are posted or whatever. Shogi Pie, I appreciate the help. Anything I've done with OBS, I got from Dress and Ant. The reason why I'm streaming is it's their fault because they made it look like fun, and I decided I'd get in there and try. So I'm a little behind on the power curve. However, I'm a retired technology professional. Worked on networks and firewalls toward the end, help desk, average everyday IT stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. I find this very, you know, it's good for my human condition to do this. It's good to sit here and talk. Like I said, it's a vehicle for drinking coffee and talking crap. And after that, everything else is, you know. I want all that. I want to throw that in there because I know it's like therapy, but you might get paid to do it. Well, I'm not monetized and I'm not looking to get monetized. They want things that I'm not willing to do. Uh, I don't like to edit videos, therefore I live stream. Uh, if you go and look at my channel, there's pictures of two of my dogs that I have shorts of, but that's about, it other than gaming. One of my very first videos was on a motorcycle I rebuilt. And that was the winter of 2011 and the spring of 2010. I started it in November or December of 2011 and got it finished in April of 2012. I said 2010, but I was absolutely wrong. It was 2012. 7 years ago. Yeah. Well, I used to do a heck of a lot of mechanicking, and chronic arthritis has brought that to a screeching halt. Oh, I keep flying around like I don't know my ass from hole in the ground. And it's true, I don't. Let's stand here and wait. The stories I could tell about Chance. We appreciate you nonetheless. Yeah, thank you, Shaman. Uh, I, if you haven't went and looked at my short of Chance laying on the bed, struggling to get out of his sweater that he was wearing, um, Chance was kind of unusual. In 2017, we lost our female dachshund. Her name was Sophie. Talk about a mess. That girl was a mess. Um, she was, she was a handful. That she took work very, very hard headed and had to be very firm and very direct with her. But that's neither here nor there. I don't have pictures of Sophie up. I have pictures of Chance up. We got Chance. He showed up at a place called Chapman Dachshund Rescue in York County, South Carolina. And he was a little bitty guy. He only weighed 8 pounds. I think he was a Chiweenie. He was mini Dachshund and Chiweenie, or Chihuahua, kind of. His ears were, if you know about Dachshunds, his ears weren't Dachshund ears. And we got him when he was 12. And the post they made about him from Chapman's had over 1,000 comments on it of people saying they wanted him. He had gotten old and the kids had stopped playing with him, and the family that was dealing with him basically stopped having any interaction with him, and he was down to 8.3 pounds. He looked like a dinosaur. He had so much bones showing in his back. His very first picture, I don't show it a lot. It's shocking. I mean, it's oh my gosh, it's jarring. It's so rough looking. And I looked at that picture and I looked at my wife and I said, Sophie has just died in April. It was July. I said, we've got all the stuff for another dog. This dog needs us. And he needs a cheeseburger. And my wife was going that way because she was a nurse at the time, and she was going that way to do something for nursing in a facility that was that direction. And she said, well, when I go up there on Thursday, let me just pick that dog up. She went, we paid everything. The people who gave him to the rescue didn't like it that it had gotten so much publicity. We had gotten from this rescue before they knew us by name. We picked the phone up and said, we want the dog. We'll be up Thursday to get it and have money in her hand. And we did. Chance was probably the best thing I ever did with myself. He turned out to be my wife's dog. He knew where she was at, what she was doing every time she moved. He knew. He could be a little iffy around you if you were eating something, because he didn't figure it out until a lot later that he was mostly blind. He was the only dachshund we ever had that I would let off the leash in the yard, because he wanted to know where you were at, because it was a source of comfort for him. He would follow you around. He didn't get triggered by anything. I've got video of him going out the front door at our house in South Carolina and walking all the way around the yard with us. And our other dachshund is on the leash, and he's not. We got him when he was 12. He's the only dog we ever celebrated a birthday for. He turned out right before he passed on. He was about 12 pounds and was really a good looking dog. And about age 15, he just stopped eating. Just said, I've had enough. Took him to the vet. We'd had enough dachshunds. My wife told the vet, this little guy's fixing to go. And the doctor said, no, he's just got an infection. Well, 3 or 4 days later, she was back going, this little guy's fixing to go. His end was not fun. And that's why he's named Chance, because we took a chance on him. His name was Tai, T-A-I. And we typically don't change dogs' names. I figure after they know it, don't do a disservice to the dog. And we'd call him that, and he wouldn't even turn his head. He did not know his name, and I suspect he had a doggy door and knew how to use it. And he had very little or not much interaction with the people he was with. And when it got so much publicity, the people that he had been with tried to get him back. And the rescue told him, said, no, you signed a paper. This is legal and binding. You're not getting that dog back. The end. And we took him, and they said, don't publish a whole lot about him on social media. They might come after you. Said if they do, ignore them. And he was fun. I've got a video of him I should post. I looked at him we were standing in the bedroom of the house, and our house in South Carolina was the master bedroom. You go straight out of it into the kitchen dining room, through the living room to the front door. And it kind of veered off to the right as you went to the front door. And I looked at him one day, and I just happened to be recording, and I said, Chance, do you want to go outside? It was like he'd been shot out of a gun. Kaboom. To the front door, standing there, wagging his tail, waiting on me to open the front door. I mean, from the first night we got him, he had been in our house about an hour the first night we got him, and said, do you need to go outside? He went right to the front door. That dog had it down. He knew what was going on. Miss him pretty badly. His partner, Oscar, there's another short that has Oscar running back down the hall, and it's funny the way I filmed it, but me and my wife weren't sleeping in the same bed. I was having back problems. We had just gotten a new Tempur-Pedic, and Tempur-Pedics just, it's like striking a match to me. Tempur-Pedics make me hot. I can't sleep in them. And the other bed in the house had a regular mattress, and I started sleeping there. Wasn't that we fell out or anything. She wanted that bed. She got that bed. I didn't have a problem with her getting that bed. We spent $6,000 on that bed. However, I looked at Oscar and I said, Oscar, we're going to go see Mom. And he went on down the hallway back off to the left. And I stood there and started the video on my camera, and he came back because I didn't come. And I knew he would. Oscar was my buddy. He was my right-hand man. Love dogs. We just aren't home enough to have one. Cats don't require as much. I think if our cat would rather not have us home so she can get her sleep without being woke up. Yeah. Probably. Used to have cats when I was a kid, and I developed an allergy for them. Helped a friend of mine at age 18. I was 18. Helped her take her 4 cats to the vet and sneezed my fool head off the whole time. And just went, yeah, nope. No more for me, thanks. I'm driving. We had a cat when my first wife and I divorced. And his name was Herbert. And she said, do you want to keep Herbert? No. Not even for Christopher, our son? I said, no. No, not. What did I just do? Like a Nimrod? Did I not put a bean seed there? Yeah, since I retired, we are always home. And country lady, as I've told you before, your Maine Coon weighs more than my Chiweenie Taz does. I need to put videos of Taz up. We've got coffee cups we had 4 dachshunds over the years. The first one was Dylan. The second one was Sophie. The third one was Oscar. And the fourth one was Chance. And we've got coffee cups with those 4 guys on them. And we need to get one of Taz. I have to admit, he's kind of, I've taken a liking to him. He likes my wife, and I look at him and go, I can't blame you. I'd rather be sitting with her too. Shaman, I read a book many years ago, How to Live with a Calculating Cat. And one chapter in it said, if a cat looks up to see you walk in the bathroom, they're looking up to see you slip on the bar of soap that's in the middle of the floor. And I couldn't disagree with that. I did that directly backwards. Darn it. I don't want to put it there. No, I stay away from cats all I can. I'm not rearranging my storage. I was just looking for some place to put the bees and the bee larvae. Now I've got to find them in this big menu. No, if I rearranged this storage, Big Dave would cut me. Okay. They great. The humans are home now. They're going to want to pet me. I got to admit, my little dog Taz that I've shown in Discord a bunch, and there's pictures of him in Amp's Discord in the pet pictures. Um, Yesterday, I was trying to get him to come to me, and Randy and I would walk in the room and everything. Randy would walk in the room where I was sitting watching YouTube, and all of a sudden, he came out of the bedroom and looked at him. I said, come here and talk to me. Come here and talk to me. And my wife even said, go over there and talk to Dad. He's trying to talk to you. He wants you. Wouldn't come to me, the little. And it's just like, he'll come to me right before dinner though, because um, I, I'm a timekeeper. I keep track of time, and he'll be he can come and sit in my chair, and he can look and see what my wife is doing, and he'll stare a hole in her and just look at him and go, it's not that kind of time. And he'll finally lay down and relax, and then all of a sudden you look at him and go, hey, if you go talk to Mom, she might let you go a few minutes early before dinner time. He comes and sits with me then because I help him out. But other than that, he's been a little shit. Now, don't take that the wrong way. I love stuffing out of that dog. He keeps things regular around here. It's a gift, that something to get up to, something to get moving with. That might sound strange, but yeah, I wouldn't do it any other way. He's super good. All right, did somebody just message me something? Hmm. Yes, there's Kaylee. Be happy when I get unlimited oxygen in here. And if, boy, my. Oh, and not that anybody cares. Um, she's staring at me because I was eating a piece of cheese, and she loves it. Yes. Um, I am getting a new CPU for the computer I'm using, uh, because it was only $15, and I couldn't pass it up, and it's about double the speed of this one. Now, it probably won't make a big difference in the grand scheme of things, but uh, Kaylee thinking, don't ever try it, human. I'm hopeful that this is the way out. And of course, the mail is late today. Yeah, I just got notified that the battery hold down clamp for my riding lawnmower is coming in today, even though it wasn't supposed to. That was supposed to come on Saturday, but on my Discord, Shogi Pie. It's raining inside. I'll have to tell Big Dave that his roofing didn't work well. Now you can move the storage. No, I'm considering being done for this morning. You didn't want all the resources to get wet. Yeah, I could, but nah, I'm not going to do Dave that way. Trusted friend. He's good as gold. He's a mess just like the rest of us. Why does it even do that? That's weird. Yeah, but it does. Now, it'll do it on, well, this is a 3x3. I know it'll do it bad on a 2x2. But yeah, it definitely does it. Yeah, it's even doing it on the 3x3. Boo. Speaking of Big Dave, that's his dance table. What in the world is going on? Now I know I put a bean in there. I'm going to waste one more bean seed on you and then I'm done. Guess the seams are not good. Yeah, but it's not just on the seams. It's you have to set up, supply everything. Remember, it will take your seed. Oh, that woman is right. I only know that from experience. Thank you very much. I thought I was going crazy. I mean, well, you can't go someplace you're already at, I mean, but I'm just saying. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Dang. It only took me a moment to catch on to that. All right, then. I've talked, and now I got to get up and get ready to drive to Austin. So, we are going to leave this here. Now, I will be back tomorrow. We will be doing the Moons update, and we're probably going to finish. We were terribly close to being to 4TTI on Prime the last time we played, and we stopped then. Shogi Pie, thank you for being here. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with a Moons update of Planet Crafter that we've almost played through all 4 planets. Sunday, we're going to be doing Grounded 2. I'm praying to the good Lord above that Country Lady is here. Monday, like I said, I'm giving serious thought to taking time off to finally catch it early in the day where the heat won't be so bad and finally get at least the door framed, because I finally got a framing square. That was what was holding me back. I couldn't find my framing square. I have one, but I went and bought another one. So, but that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. Shogi Pie, I'm going to read your stuff in Discord just as soon as I get off of here. Most likely will invite you to Discord. You know, you seem like a pretty steady person, and I'm, like I said, I'm protective of my Discord. So it was great having you all here. It was great being here. It was a heck of a lot of fun, even though I didn't, get a whole hell of a lot accomplished. I'm trying. I'm 62 years old. Try my darndest to be well adjusted all the time. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't. All right, then. You guys have a good one. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. There will be